Hi, I'm Juicy Garland, your GM for this new mini-series. Welcome to TTN Presents Monsters and Other Childish Things, one of the first indie games that ever got me excited about indie games and published by Arc Dream Publishing. So, before we get started, let's start introducing ourselves, starting with Rosie.
Hi, my name is Rosie. It's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hello, I'm a 30-year-old lady now. And therefore, I asked Haven and Emma and Juicy to let us make this a charity stream. So Rosie, I am a cast member on Magnificence on TTN and a bunch of other stuff too. I'm all over the place. And I live in South Dakota, and I wanted to, for my birthday, raise some money for Transformation Project South Dakota. Information is pinned in the chat. And let me tell you a little bit. I'm going to get sad for a minute. I'm sorry, but we're going to get happy again, I promise. So, extremely unfun fact is that my home state of South Dakota, according to the Movement Advancement Projects, ranks at a negative 5.5 out of 44.5 on their LGBTQ policy tally. As of July 2023, I'm going to get really emotional here, sorry. Our law makes it illegal for transgender children to receive the gender-affirming hormonal treatments they need. I knew I would cry. I am cis, but people that I love, very close friends and family of mine that are from here, are transgender and had to leave because of this misunderstanding, hostility, outright discrimination they face simply because of who they are here. And I and many others here are determined to change that and turn our home into a place where communities embrace their transgender neighbors, every family has a support network, and transgender kids can live safely and authentically. Transformation Project South Dakota and their sister organization, the Transformation Project Advocacy Network, aim to change that. Their missions are to support and empower transgender individuals and their families, educate communities about gender identity and expression, and advocate for the dignity and well-being of transgender South Dakotans. They distribute educational resources. They publish the Becoming Visible podcast, Transforming South Dakota magazine. They provide Marty's Closet, a resource with thousands of items of clothing available to help people find a style that reflects their authentic self. And the South Dakota Trans Resilience Fund, which provides many grants to families that have to travel out of state to receive gender-affirming care. Last year, they opened the Prism Center, the state's only LGBTQ Two-Spirit Plus community center, which has hosted so many more events and resources for both you and adults that I have to stop myself here because I have already talked way too long about this. You can find all the more information about what they're doing at transformationprojectsd.com. If you go to my social media, I've tagged them a bunch in today and stuff. You can find their social media. Go support them. I know it's South Dakota. I know it's not close to home for a lot of you. I know there's not a ton of us here, but it matters. And thank you so much to everybody for giving me the platform to help bring some support to them. I love you guys so much. And today I'm playing Evelyn Bartles.
Thank you, Rosie. And for everyone on Rosie's birthday, please go support our trans siblings in North Dakota. Thank you.
South Dakota, but the North Dakota ones too. They count
yeah,
too.
South Dakota.
Too.
I'm from the Northeast. I can't tell the difference between the two. Zoup, who the heck are you?
I'm also from the Northeast, and also have trouble with the Dakotas. I also 30 is not old, so cut that nonsense out. And I am Zoup or Zoup Machine or Supriya. You can call me whatever you want, just don't call me late for dinner. And I am playing Purvi Patel.
All right. Moving around the clock to Mia or Eosha.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Yosha or Mia. I'm an artist and designer on Cloaks and Capes, and TTN was so awesome in inviting me to play here, and it's been so awesome meeting everyone on the stream today, so I'm really excited to play. This is my first time playing, so I'm gonna mess up a lot. That's just a heads up. But I am playing Ollie Sanchez, and yeah, more on that soon.
All right, and last but absolutely not least, Sel.
Hi, my name is Sal, short for Celestial. I go by they, them pronouns. And what can I say? I'm wonderful. Just period. Just generally. I do some art, non-commissioned right now. I participate in a lot of these podcasts / live streams. You can check me out on more of those. I'm hoping to do more in the future. And I'm playing Harper White.
Thank you. Now, before we start playing, I wanted to ask close and uncomfortable questions about your childhood to set the mood. So, can you all please tell me an awkward formative moment from your childhood.
Ooh. I got it.
Zoup, yes, you start.
Okay. It was like in the second grade when a kid was like, "You put the pencil in the pencil sharpener," and I was like, "What?" And they were like, and I was like, "I still don't understand." But yeah, that is a memory that has stuck with me.
I love that. Anyone else?
Oh gosh.
Well, you're thinking,
I
I
think of
have.
awkward memories.
Yeah. I have one. I remember being on the back of the school bus in 6th grade and the other kids bullying me into swearing because I was terrified to break rules. And on the verge of tears, I said my first F word. But I did it. But it was
You
so
fucking
halting.
did it.
I did. But it was so fucking halting and uncomfortable. And then I never stopped. And that's how I learned that adults were lying.
Yep.
When I was in the 6th grade. Oh, sorry.
No, you go.
Okay. When I was in the 6th grade, we were required to wear ID badges in our school. There was no security. It was just to make us be responsible for something. And there was another girl, and I would totally name drop her first and last name if we weren't live on Twitch right now, who was making fun of me for the fact that I didn't shave my legs yet. And during PE class, I said, I'm going to go to the bathroom. And I took her ID out of her PE locker, and I put it into another PE locker that was unused in the corner of the room, very top row, no one's using it, dark corner. And I didn't steal it, I hid it.
As a New Englander, that is top tier passive aggression, and I respect that.
She had to pay for a new one.
Perfect.
Okay. I was debating between two. And because they both, for some reason, both the ones I have both occur on the school bus. I think a lot of my like sort of awkward / weird moments were on the school bus because it was this weird sort of parallel universe where you were combined with all grades, and you were with a bunch of people who you don't normally see except during this period of time where you go home and you go to school. And you develop relationships with people that are very short term because of that. I remember this guy who was 2 years older than me. I was, I think, in grade 7, and I was in a combined middle school, high school. So we all went to the same building, and all took the same bus, but we didn't see each other throughout the day because they were separate sections. But this guy was a high school student. I was a middle school student. And I remember I was talking to my friend, and I felt a tug on my backpack. And I'm like, what? And so I turn around, and he is pulling a charm on my bag so hard that it's ripping.
Why?
And I'm like, what the hell is happening? What are you doing that for? And he just had this look in his eyes where he was just like, is what I'm doing bad? And I'm like, yes, of course it is.
What a weird moment.
Yeah, I have a lot of moments like that.
How about you, Mia?
That same.
Oh.
No, I can stop if you want me to stop.
No, you're fine. Keep going if you have more to add color here. It sounds like you've got more.
That same. There's a lot that I can't share because it's just not stream shareable things that happened in high school, middle school sort of era. I don't have a huge amount of memories from elementary school, but same kid. I had been collecting soda can tabs because my best friend at the time, there was like a drive going on where you could collect them and put it towards helping to make wheelchairs or something like that. I forget the exact specifics of it, but he was collecting them, and so I was collecting them without telling him because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna collect a bunch of them and I'm gonna give them as a gift. So I'd gotten this big Ziploc bag of them at one point, and this same kid, I pulled them out to like sort through my backpack, and he grabs them from me, and he is about to chuck them out the window. And then he turns to me and goes,
I
"Hey,
don't
is this
like
okay?"
this kid.
No, what a jerk. God.
But I, being an absolute approval suck, said, sure. And so he takes the whole bag and he throws it out the moving bus.
Oh my god.
Amazing.
School
All
buses
right.
are a lawless land,
That's good.
truly.
Yeah. My God, children are so cruel to each other. And what about you, Mia? What horror story do you have of awkwardness?
Oh God. Oh gosh. When I had like my first friend over in like early elementary, my so my mom was very eager. She was very excited for me. So instead of like it was just a chill play date, we had like a schedule of like, okay, we're gonna play ping pong because we had a ping pong table. We're gonna eat snacks and do this while she was like chaperoning the whole time, and I was just kind of like, Mom. And then so my mom is very chill and very lax about like, yeah, watch whatever you want. So then my mom was like, we should watch a movie. And then I don't know if you guys remember that movie from the 2000s, Doomsday. It was like this apocalyptic horror movie. And she was like,
Vaguely, yeah.
yeah. And so we watched it, and my friend got mad at me because she came home and she was like, my mom got mad at me because I watched that movie at your house. And I was just like, oh God, sorry. Oh no.
That's hilarious. All right. Now that we've all shared weird moments and we're all getting comfortable with each other, why don't we play some pretend? So come along with me into Pretend Land. And let's start going to school. So I want to know from everybody, what is it like the morning you're getting ready to go to school and get to class? And let's start, let's say, with Harper.
So Harper wakes up at 6 a.m. every day. She wakes up at this time because Fruit Loop, around that time every day, gets a little bit antsy from being alone for too long. So she will turn on the DS for him and hand it to him, and he will like sit in a corner and he'll play on that for half an hour while she gets ready for the day.
So let's pause for a moment. Who is Fruit Loop?
Fruit Loop is her monster friend.
Oh.
He is enormous. If you're picturing something human size, you are wrong. His head brushes the ceiling every time he takes a step. He is covered head to toe in shaggy fur. He's shaped a little bit like a cone if it was round. Like a teardrop-esque sort of shape. And he is blue and pink, horizontally striped, with giant eyes, 6 arms, and big legs, like tree trunks. And he's got this very dopey sort of expression always on his face.
Adorable. So, what does Harper do to get ready for school? And what's it like at home?
So when she wakes up, it's always dead silent. There's no smell of cooking. There's no mother knocking on the door to wake her up. Simply an alarm that goes off in silence otherwise. She gets out of her pristine, like white bed. That's a princess-style 4-poster. She goes to her closet of repetitive purple and white outfits, all neatly pressed and hung. She puts on her outfit for the day and brushes her own hair, all quietly to herself. She goes downstairs for a pre-prepared meal made by the maid, as the maid is vacuuming the hallway. They do not acknowledge each other.
Ooh, she has an au pair. She's fancy. And what kind of does she get lunch? Like a prepared lunch for school, or is she handed money?
It depends on if she asks. So there is always money available to her. She has a credit card. As well, she has several different plastic cards that she carries. So she can buy herself lunch if she wants to buy herself lunch. The maid also always prepares her a lunch in case she would like to bring one.
And what is it today?
Today, She requested it yesterday because she had overheard a classmate talking about it. How their mother had made it for them, and it was, ugh, I wish my mom had gave me this instead. And so she overheard that and went, I want to try that. Never had that before.
Mhm.
She asks the maid to make her a bologna and mustard sandwich.
Wild. All right.
Mhm.
So, it's time to go to school and take that walk. Tell me, how do you get Fruit Loop to go along with you to school? He's really into that game, isn't he?
Really, yeah. She, in the mornings especially, she's not a morning person, so she really
Mhm.
likes to just distract him from the beginning, to be like, okay, you be over there for a little bit, I'm gonna do my thing, and then we will group back up at the end.
Yeah, I think if
Um,
you're gonna grab him and get him away so you can get to school on time, you're gonna
mm,
need to do a motivation roll.
yeah.
And that's a face plus charm, connive, or put down. And how are you gonna which one of those do you want to use?
I'm gonna. I don't really want to put down Fruit Loop, but I will.
That's how you do it? Okay, what do you say
Because
to Fruit Loop?
it's the best one I got.
Look at this. I'm on my high score. I'm on my high score. Yeah! And he's got these like massive hands with these gigantic thumbs on the tiny DS. And he's like right up at his face. What do you say?
I'm trying to think of something that would motivate Fruit Loop specifically.
Yeah, yeah. How do you insult him and make him feel bad? Do you want to roll and see if it's a good insult or a bad insult first and see if you succeed?
Yeah.
All right, do
Yeah,
your
because I got a
roll.
couple of ideas depending on. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Because this is so for the audience, every monster has a favorite thing, and when they encounter their favorite thing, they can't resist it unless you do a motivation roll to get them to get away from it. And there are other reasons for motivation rolls too in the game. And his Fruit Loop's favorite thing is games. So to get to school on time, we need to motivate
Lion.
this big guy, this big muppety monster. How'd you do?
I don't have any modifiers, right?
Nope, no modifiers.
Okay. +5 +3.
How many dice are you rolling for this pool? So I should
Nope, that was Mia's.
Oh,
Sorry.
oh,
I thought it was
okay.
mine that rolled, but it wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I will also explain too for the audience. Every monster has dice
There we
pool.
go.
Everyone and every monster has dice pools. So you have the body part, which is a hit location, and then a skill or a function, and you roll that dice pool, and then you try to get matches. And the number of matches you have is your width, and the height of that roll is the value of that number. So you got
So
wow.
3 6s and 2 3s.
Yeah, so we'd only count one of the matched sets, which is the 3 6s, which is very good. So you are real mean to this sweet Muppety guy who's too big and sweet for this world. What the heck do you say?
Your hands are way too big for that. You're gonna destroy it. Give it back to me.
And I think there's just such a cold harshness in that he's just like, and there's like a tremble in his mouth and like little beads of tears at his eyes. And then it just goes down slowly as he looks into your eyes, and he gets up slowly and slumps and follows you out the door. And as you walk towards school, you begin to pass Evie's house. Evie, what is your morning like?
Honestly, weird. So Evie already left for school before Harper did. Actually, they both walk to school. They're actually neighbors. Evie's house, unlike it's much smaller, not nearly as opulent. They have the necessities, and the necessities they have are nice. It is clean. It is well kept. Evie does chores. Evie wakes up to an alarm in the morning, but not because her parents aren't there to wake her up, because she needs to learn to be responsible. So she needs to wake up to her alarm in the morning. She needs to get herself ready for school in the morning. her parents are in the kitchen drinking their coffee, probably grading some last-minute papers. They expect her to be out the door by 7:30 so that she can make it to school on time to eat the school-provided breakfast before class starts.
That sounds correct. Okay. And
And I think this morning, she can't find her hairbrush.
oh
She
no.
cannot, for the life of her, find her hairbrush, and she glares up at the corner of the ceiling where Miss Bitsy is kind of just flitting around, hovering like a little hummingbird.
And she's like like chuckling to herself. Like
Where'd you
just,
put
like,
it?
in the corner, right?
I'm gonna be late.
I hit it. I hit it.
Is it in your hair again?
No. No.
Where'd you put it?
Look for it.
Fine.
And if you wanted to motivate your monster, Miss Bitsy, you could do that to get her to tell you where it is.
Can I try to outthink her?
You could try to outthink her. Yeah, I
would
think that's
love to
even
try to-
better. Yes.
And I think my mom is like, why isn't your hair brushed yet? You need to be going.
Effie, you've got to go to school.
Okay. One sec. Okay, so there's 2 5s and 2 6s actually. And the others are
God.
single numbers.
Yeah, so we'll take the 2 6s. That's a success. And you're like digging around and you look around and you're moving things and things are flying everywhere. And you find it hidden under like a stuffed animal between like, I'm assuming you have like an armoire and a desk. And like between them is a space. And underneath like a teddy bear between them. You found it. And she's like doing loops in the air in the corner of like the room near the ceiling and giggling to herself. This weird, creepy fairy with the like bug arms. Now, I assume you're running out the door.
Yes, yes.
So actually, I need both you and Harper to do me a little favor. Can you both roll me brains plus remember?
Okay. I'm also good at that. My parents are leaving the house at the exact same time as me, for the record.
Harper too, if you didn't hear me.
Yeah, I rolled 2 2s and 2 1s.
Okay, so that's a success.
Oh.
Great.
That is gonna be 2 8s.
All right, thank you. All right, so you left before Harper did, you said?
Yeah, because Harper just needs to get to school and she's had her breakfast that the maid prepared for her and all of
Yep,
that.
that makes sense.
I have to get there on time to eat the school provided breakfast.
Okay, so then you go separately, and both of you end up walking at some point by Purvi's house. Purvi, what happens when you wake up?
So Purvi wakes up to her aunt, who gently shakes her awake. She's fallen asleep with a comic book on her face. So get that off, like wipe off a little bit of the drool. And as soon as her aunt leaves the room, she reaches down and there is a Halloween basket on the bottom shelf of her bookcase. And she pulls it out and she pulls out a Jolly Rancher and hands it over to, and as she pulls it out, a charm on her backpack that is in the shape of a mango expands.
And there's a sniffing sound. I smell candy.
Yeah, it's your morning candy.
Candy! Candy!
And
So good.
every morning, as an agreement between her and Mango is that she gives him a candy and he's got to keep it together.
Ah, candy! Describe Mango when he's full grown.
So Mango is
Oh god.
he's kind
Oh,
of
not ready
he's
for it.
kind of blobby on the like the down low, but his eyes extend from the top of his body like periscopes, or like the eyes of the crab in SpongeBob SquarePants. It's like they're very but his arms, they're like pseudopods and they can like split into like each arm could split into 2 arms, or they can like come together and go farther. He has this little sharp curved beak like a parrot, and he has this little set of fairy wings on the back that literally there's no sense to them. Why are they there?
They're so tiny.
It doesn't make any sense.
This big weirdo just like leaps forward and like with the beak like grabs onto the candy, like and is just like rolling around on the floor, just like candy.
It's just a Jolly Rancher and it's so little.
There's like blocks on the like when he gets up, there are Legos and blocks and a Barbie and some Hot Wheels all like stuck to him. And he has to shake them out.
Yeah, his eyes are like rolled back in his head. He's like, oh, that's the good stuff.
I thought you'd like a Jolly Rancher today. How do you like the lemon flavor?
It's so good. Thank you. You're such a good friend.
Okay, back in mango form, and she brushes her teeth, heads downstairs. She gets downstairs. Her aunt's the first thing is like, did you brush your teeth? Yes, Mosi, I brushed my teeth. And then it's cereal for breakfast, and I get a packed lunch bag that is ready to go. Put on the shoes and the JanSport backpack, and out the door.
What is in your lunch?
So I think today is leftovers from last night. So there's some rice and some dal, and like a little bit of like a okra sabji.
Oh God! White kids get the worst lunches. It's just truth. That's just reality that we live in. So, and I think the door shuts and there's like a little wink with like a shing noise on your mango stuffy that's just hanging there on your back.
Yes.
Can you roll me brains plus remember?
That's really funny. Brains plus remember. So I'm rolling 2 dice. They're both 5s.
Heck yeah. You know, it's so cute that you're all succeeding, but there's a reason I wanted you to fail, because it was going to be such chaos if you didn't, and that's okay.
I can roll again and fail.
No, that's okay. We live the story the dice tell us. That's what happens here. And you like walk down the sidewalk, and I think as you're walking to school, there's a house where the for sale sign has recently disappeared. Ollie, what kind of a morning do you have?
Oh gosh. Ollie wakes up to the hustle and bustle of a 9-member household where he is one of 7 and his 2 parents are trying to rally all of the kids to use 2 of the bathrooms. Like, okay, it's your turn, go shower, go do this, grab your lunches, okay, here's your cereal.
Chaos.
Yes, an absolute chaos. And we see kind of like a smash cut between the older siblings, Michael and Melissa, trying to assert their elder sibling status and trying to get longer time in the bathroom or the better lunches. And then we see the middle twins, Zeke and Jason, kind of grabbing their let's say hockey gear for practice later. And then with that we see baby girl June, who's the youngest of the family, being tended to and clearly given the most attention by the parents, while Ollie is just kind of like stuck in all of this chaos, just like crawling through a war zone with a particular purple plushie clutched to his side.
Oh, a plushie. What does it look like?
So what you see is a crocheted kind of version of those emotion indicator squid plushies, clearly homemade with button eyes, and looks like whoever made it tried to give it more of a unique flair and added different frills and such on top. And you can flip it inside out to where there's a bright pink interior, but because of how weird it looks, Ollie always just keeps it on the purple dark side.
We got a
But
weird kid. Yes.
yeah, and not only that, he's trying to he's gathering his things, grabbing his backpack, and then he grabs an action figure off of his nightstand, and he
That's
grabs
adorable.
he grabs a little thing of Beetle Man, one of his favorite
Oh,
things.
precious. What does Ollie bring to school for lunch?
So Ollie being last in to grab anything, gets a kind of like brown paper bag of like a PB&J sandwich that got smushed in all of the chaos. So like the jelly is dripping out a little bit. A nice little apple juice box, and then yeah, and that's what he brings. So his bag is a little torn, but he just tries to um, hold it together, and you can kind of tell he's used to it by now.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. All right. So let's fast forward together just a little bit after Ollie leaves the house and shuts the door behind him. We're in class in homeroom. There's chaos. Kids are throwing things. Everyone's chattering. The three gals are sitting next to each other. There are a couple empty desks here and there. And your teacher, whose name is, I'm having a darn brain fart, but I have it right here, Miss Peters. Yes, Miss Peters walks in the room. Hello, class. Hello. Quiet down, everybody.
Hello, Miss Peters.
How are you doing today, kids?
Yay!
Wow, I expected more enthusiasm for a field trip day.
What?
Did everyone remember their permission slips? And this is exactly why you had to do your brains plus remember rolls, because you all did. And in addition today, class, I wanted to announce we have a new student. And she'll wave her hands and in will come Ollie standing there. And by the way, no one actually described what they look like. So what does Ollie look like?
So Ollie is a cute little chubby Asian boy who is half Filipino, half Chinese, and he kind of comes in. You can see that he's clearly wearing like hand-me-down clothes, a shirt that's a little too big, socks that seem to like slide down his ankles, and he just kind of like steps into the classroom just. Oh, and big spectacles. I forgot to say that. And of course, a signature bowl haircut that he has.
Yeah, and you look out at the classroom like brimming with energy, trying not to be chaos and almost failing. And there's like
bad,
this.
We don't get to go on the field trip, you guys. You gotta be good.
I buy that for Evie and also Rosie. And like you can see like this one nasty looking kid covered in like weird freckles, and he's got funky teeth and crazy hair, and he's off in the back like just glowering at everybody. And then you can see these three girls in an empty seat near them, and the teacher will like usher you over to that seat. And when Ollie sits down, who does he see?
So
yeah.
Porvi has black hair. It's a little bit beyond her shoulder. She has big round eyes. She's short. Well, you can't really tell yet that she's going to be short, but she's short and she's a little bit stocky. But she's got like a swimmer's body. She's got her brown skin. It doesn't tan, but it does darken, so it is a little bit darker because it is getting into swimming season and running season.
Yeah, it's about June.
Yeah.
And what about Harper?
You're muted.
The mute gods demand praise.
I got so used to just sitting here. No, Harper is average height for her age. She's rather thin, though. More so than most of her classmates, I would say. She has very fine, very bright blonde hair that sits currently in 2 low riding pigtails. She dresses very proper. She looks like she walked right out of a children's catalog. With her corduroy purple dress and button-up t-shirt with a little collar, and her shiny black shoes. She always has this sort of neutral glower to her face, as though she's perpetually unimpressed.
Some might say RBF.
Yeah. It's a very rare moment to see Harper smile at anything.
And what about Evie?
Oh wait, 1 second. I didn't describe. She is wearing a Lisa Frank inspired t-shirt, so lots of bright colors, and then like a pair of black shorts and like really athletic sneakers, and she's got a silver bangle on each wrist.
Disclaimer, I don't remember how I described Evie's appearance in the one-shot stream.
That's
was
okay.
So
We're
long
starting
ago.
fresh. Just
so we're retconning it if this is different, okay?
and there's no continuity from the one shot. It's fine.
So Evie is do not take this pastel girly look that I'm wearing right now to be what Evie looks like, because she has no bangs, long, normal ass brown hair. It's a little bit wavy, but there's no product or anything within it, and she brushed it out. She probably could get some more natural curl out of it if she had like mousse and stuff, but this girl showers at night and goes to bed with her hair wet and then brushes it in the morning. She's wearing a t-shirt that she got for reaching star level in accelerated reader last year. It says AR star on it, and jeans and tennis shoes. Just a kid, just not a lot of personality to her clothes and stuff, but she's sitting like the chaos in the classroom is making her anxious.
And how does everyone feel about a new kid in class?
Well, I think Porvi immediately looks over and goes, "Beetle Man!
What?
You have Beetle Man!"
Oh, Ollie kind of like fumbles with it. Yeah.
I was just reading the Beetle Man comic last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No way. I can't. My parents won't let me get any comics and stuff, so I just have to like read it over at my cousin's when I go over.
There's some big comic books in the library, but I don't think they have that one.
Oh, do you have the comics? Could I borrow them?
Yeah. And she like opens her little Jan Sport bag, which is just like a red bag, and Mango is like swinging off of it, and he's like, you can hear like a little bit of a sniffing sound as he's like sniffing around for sweet things, and she pulls out the latest copy of Beetle Man, which is the one that you remember seeing on her face when she woke up this morning.
Oh my god, this is so cool. I can read it, are you sure?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, okay, class, settle down. We have to do a few things before we go off on our field trip. So first, I have to remind you that you have to get your ideas in for the talent show tomorrow. So think about that and make sure you get them in. And then I also have your graded quizzes from the spelling bee, or the spelling test yesterday. So I will be handing those out, and then we'll go off to the bus. And she's gonna pass them out. And can everyone please give me a brains plus remember or brains plus wits roll, except Ollie, who wasn't there.
Brains plus outthink, do you mean?
Is
that what you mean by wits?
Oh, sorry. No, let me double check. At least brains plus remember is probably the best one, but there are multiple options. So let me just go take a quick look. Brains plus, it would be outthink or remember, yeah. Depending on how you study.
I'm gonna go with outthink.
Okay. It really
Because
depends.
I have too much ADHD to memorize things. Okay, that's actually 4 2s.
Okay. Did anyone fail?
I did.
How did you? Okay.
I got a 1 and a 4.
You got a 1 and a 4.
Yeah.
Oh no. That means you critically failed. So, for the audience's sake, if you don't get any matches and you roll under 5 across the board, that is considered a critical fail. And that means you failed the quiz. And I'm going to make you freak out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely so when you freak out, let me just do a quick look at my cheat sheet here for freak out. To when you freak out, there it is. Roll guts plus courage.
Okay.
And if you pass, you don't freak out.
Guts plus courage.
Mm-hmm.
So that is 2 10s.
Okay, so you succeeded. So you're on the verge of tears because you're gonna have to show your uncle and aunt that you failed your spelling test.
My cousin's 2 years younger than me, and I'm pretty sure she could do better on this test than I did.
But you keep it in.
You can't prove it. She hasn't taken it.
And maybe you latch on to the idea that you are going to the aquarium today.
Yes, I love fish.
So that is what you will be doing instead of worrying about this quiz. You will put that in the back of your brain and face those consequences later. So, everybody, are you ready to go on a field trip?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So the teacher will usher everybody out to the front of school and get you onto your bus and get you folks ready to travel to the city, to go to the city aquarium. Who's excited? Heck yes. So, where do you all want to sit on the bus?
Okay, so the cool kids always sit in the back, right? Like, we gotta huddle about this as players, okay? Hang on, Juicy, don't listen.
Either way, I'm gonna make you roll something.
Well, I'll sit next to Ollie because Ollie is the new kid, and I don't want him to feel too lonely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we're already bonding over Beetleman.
Mm-hmm.
Where does Harper go?
Is the back seat like a full? No, it can't be because there has to be the door that goes back. So
The back is bumpier. You can feel the bumps more, so all the cool kids sit in the back.
Well, this is yeah, because the city's not that far away. So this will be a school bus, not like a fancy bus.
Ooh, fancy.
So yeah, it's a yellow.
I went
school
on
bus.
field trips further than like an hour away.
Yeah. I grew up in Western Mass, and we'd take field trips to Boston, which is a 2-hour ride.
Wild.
Yeah.
Continue. Sorry.
If I'm operating under the idea that we are not friends yet, and one shot is void, Harper's gonna sit at the very front.
Okay.
I feel like I end up sitting in the that row halfway down, that where the wheel well is, where there's a little less leg room, in hopes that I can have the seat to myself.
Okay, so Harper's up by the teacher. I can see that. Then Evie in the middle in a suboptimal seat, so you don't really have to compete for that much. And then where are Purvi and Ollie sitting?
Oh.
It's all on Ollie. Ollie, where are you sitting?
Oh gosh. I think Ollie just has survival, is just in survival mode when it comes to space and seats and stuff, coming from a place where he has to fight for it every day. So probably the second or third row, just because it was I gotta get it, or else I'm not gonna be able to sit down. And so yeah, he just takes it.
Okay, that so you're not competing for anything, but I do need everybody to roll me a d10 just for luck. This is a random luck roll. I want to see who's the least lucky right now. Lowest number is the least lucky.
Here's my rainbow.
4. Okay.
Everybody else say yours first.
9.
What else? 9. Okay. And then Harper?
5.
Okay. 1. I am sorry, but Jimmy Nichols is sitting across the row from you, Evie. That bully is right there, and he means business today. So you're gonna have to deal with that turd. And as the bus takes off and you're going the like half-hour trip into the city, he is shooting rubber bands at you, at your face, over and over and over again. What do you do? You can hear him like this like hideous 8-year-old.
Where'd you get all the rubber bands?
I stole them.
Oh, stop it!
He's just gonna keep on doing it.
It's like we're halfway back from the bus and like it's so loud in here, all the kids are being so loud. It's like I can't yell for the teacher.
Nope. She's oblivious. She's reading a book all the way up front, right in the same seat as Harper.
I guess that gives me the idea of like I pull my book out of my bag and I try and like use it as a shield.
Mm-hmm. And after a while, it starts getting to you. It really starts getting to you. I'd like you to roll Freak Out. Which was guts plus courage.
Courage. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
I do, while you're rolling, want to say thank you to Emma, who did donate to the charity, which does give Rosie an extra die to a random pool of her choice.
I'm gonna save it. I'm not gonna use it for this one. I'm gonna save it for something I'm not as good at.
Yeah.
This is one of the. I tried to have at least one skill.
There will be more critical rolls later on down the road.
Okay. I don't have any matches though.
Oh no.
One of them's a 9 though, so it's not a critical fail. I've got a 9, 5, 4, and 2. So.
Right, but that doesn't really matter because you have a choice right now on a fail. To flight, fight, or freeze. Which is your choice? Pick your poison.
Flight. I'm gonna try and move to a different row while the bus is moving.
Okay, and in this moment, Miss Bitsy, when you freak out because you're trying to run away, how do you run away? Because this isn't just like you're getting up and changing seats, like you're like rushing. Miss Bitsy
I think because I had my book out, my backpack is open, and I'm having to like try and like scoop it up so that stuff doesn't fall out as I'm moving.
Oh god, and all your stuff is like falling over, like how do I hold all these lines? And it's just going
I have my precious Lunchable. I always have to have school lunch.
Oh, no.
I don't get to pack my own lunch. I don't get to pick what I'm eating. This is the one time a year I get a Lunchable.
Oh my god, and you might drop it, like you can't carry everything, and Miss Bitsy is ready to like mangle this bully kid. And she leaps to attack him. And suddenly, there is a monster fight. Cue the Pokemon music. And it's so loud, the teacher's oblivious. And, like, the kids are just, like, freaking out more. They're throwing things. Kids are screaming. Like, this is what's happening right now. We are having a monster fight between you and Jimmy Nichols.
Jimmy Nichols.
And
Fucking
that
Jimmy
jerk...
Nichols.
His monster, Granthor, Lord of the Krek, pops out. And it is just like a massive, like, helmeted, spacey figure with like like a dark visor with glowing eyes and a flowing, like, starry cape and an enormous toothy mouth. His favorite thing is eating cats, mostly. This is gonna be a wild time. So,
No.
as the like Pokemon battle music starts, let's see. So, what is your brains plus wits? If I remember correctly, let me just go verify that that is how we do initiative here, because the combat is interesting here, and we have to work through it once or twice before we get used to it again. monster fights. Yep,
Grab
brains
my
outthink.
printed out
Sorry.
rulebook.
Yeah, I have it here. Brains plus outthink is the
Okay.
score we use to determine who chooses to do what first.
That's 6 total for me.
Yours is 6, and his is 9. So
got
he will get to
2
choose what to do
10s.
first.
2 10s. Oh, we don't actually roll it. Okay.
Yeah, you don't roll it. It's just
Got
the
it. Well,
score
that's too bad
decides-
because I did hit double 10s on that roll. Damn.
Oopsie daisies. All right. So he's going to use Grand Thor's wiggly tentacles to attack. What would you like to do? What would Miss Bitsy like to do?
Ooh, let's see here. I have a very insane idea.
I support that.
So she has her teeny tiny voice, which is useful in that she can convince people to do things they know they shouldn't.
Mhm.
I think she would just kind of like fly again. Her way of staying out of view. This is about probably roughly the size. She is the size of a cat. She's not a cat. She looks like a little Tinkerbell. That
Mhm.
cloud of cotton candy pink hair, big old round uncanny valley anime eyes,
Yep.
and then you realize she has an extra pair of arms and they're kind of insectoid looking and they've got like these claws and she has really sharp teeth, and she's just kind of flits around just out of sight whenever people turn their head. She finds that blind spot. She's very, very fast and very, very small, and I think she goes up behind some random NPC child and is like, "Start a riot!" to try and get more chaos around Effie, so like cover fire, basically.
Wait. Start a riot? So she's not attacking the other monster?
No, she's trying to create more chaos to let Effie get away.
Oh my god, that's amazing. All right. So what effect do you want to have happen here?
Like it's more like if this thing is trying to like reach out, like have kids running around or throwing things, something to intercept and make it harder to get these tentacles at Effie.
Okay, so oh no, the tentacles are going after the tentacles
Well,
are going after Miss
that too.
Bitsy because Miss
It's
Bitsy
generally
was...
making it harder to aim, having more stuff in the way,
Okay.
in the way of having kids become more chaotic, jumping around, throwing shit.
All right,
etc.
so what like extra or quality are you using for that?
Useful. I have
Oh.
5 T10 and teeny tiny voice. Useful. To convince
Okay,
people
I'll
to do
take
things
that.
they know they shouldn't.
All right. So then using I do kind of okay, yes, I accept that craziness. So this is just going to escalate into like Matilda levels of chaos in the lunchroom, right?
Yes, that exactly. You get
Yes.
me.
Yeah.
And like
get
books
me.
and toys are flying everywhere, like book bags are going crazy, and somehow the teacher has not yet caught on. So we're going to leave it at that, but she may catch on and then we may have trouble. But surprisingly, Harper's right there, and if Harper wants to distract, we'll get through that in a minute. So let's resolve this. So first, roll yours. I will roll mine.
Okay. Ooh, okay. 2 7s.
Okay, I got 4 1s.
Okay.
Wider beats. So I do well. They're not really opposed necessarily.
Mm.
I guess so. I would go first because I'm wider. So
Yeah.
it hits, but yours is successful, so it will make it harder to hit next turn.
Okay.
Which what I will say is your success will reduce the width of my next roll by 1.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So that means that Miss Bitsy is going to take 3 damage to her 1 hit location,
Okay.
which is quite a bit. How many dice does she have?
So hit location 1 is her floofy hair full of secrets, and that had 5d10 to start, so now it's down to 2.
Oh gosh. Okay. And we're gonna play combat a little more accurately this time. So this may have consequences if that goes to 0.
Mhm.
Okay, just so you know.
Yep.
And then next we will have another round of combat, but first, your friends. Can everyone give me a notice roll? So that's brains plus notice.
Can I make an argument
Mm-hmm.
for either guts, wind, or courage? Because I can smell something is going on.
It's her sixth sense, Juicy.
Yeah, wind is like
Her
your
danger
ability to keep
sense.
running far.
Okay.
Courage is like your ability to face fear. So I don't think those are appropriate. However, let's see. Brains plus notice. I think I have to make you roll brains plus notice.
Okay.
There's not really a better skill than that.
That is a 3, an 8, and a 5.
Okay, so no successes.
No successes.
Did anyone get a success?
I got 2 2s.
Okay, so you succeeded. So you noticed the craziness. You have never seen this happen before. But unlike most people, for some weird reason, you are not freaking out. What do you do? How do you react?
Well, Harper is not a rat.
Yes.
At all. She does not care enough to be a rat, but also she kind of despises adults, so she never would be one to be with. So she looks around her, and then she looks at this teacher who, I'm guessing she's like in her clipboard, or she's like going through some notes and stuff.
I kind of imagine she was like reading and like kind of fell asleep because this is the first time.
I feel like she was reading a
gotten a break.
cheesy romance.
Yeah, exactly. Like she was taking a break and like she nodded off.
Okay. Harper doesn't have any like distraction sort of based skills, but I think what she will just do is she will just be sitting there. She's not going to try and wake the teacher at all. And she's just going to sort of monitor from a safe distance.
Do you want to send Fruit Loop to help?
Do I care enough to do that?
Yeah, no, I do wonder. I'm not sure.
I mean, Harper has no alliances yet.
That's fair. Okay.
I want to know
she's a
what
neutral
Ollie
party.
rolled. I want to know what Ollie rolled.
Yeah, what did Ollie roll?
It wasn't a critical fail, but no matches.
Oh, damn.
I think Ollie's just like, yeah, the where Beetle Man was fighting what was it, Marshmallow guy, and then they
so
fought.
cool.
Yeah,
And just chaos raining above their heads as they.
Yeah, like there's like a screaming child being thrown to the other side of the bus.
And
behind them.
Purvi and Ollie just have their heads together, and Purvi's like, and it's so they did such a good job drawing him get super gooey.
Yeah, I love it so much. And I just pull out my action figure and see like, and they even wrote this thing in here. Too.
I think we go to the next round of combat. What does Miss Bitsy want to do?
Okay. Let me see here.
Yeah.
Remind me how defending works in this.
Yeah, so in defending, let me go right to the text that I wrote down, because that will be very helpful. So when you defend... Oh god, where did it go? Haha! I can search key terms. So you would roll feet plus dodge or gust plus wrestling as a kid, or the like part on the monster that is appropriate. And the successes, if you have a defend like key on one of your monster parts, will gobble up the attacking successes of success dice of equal or lower width or height. So say you defend and you succeed with like 3 matches of 5. Anything 5 or lower, you would gobble up.
Okay, cool. So I will, for this, use that. I have her busy buzzing wings. We have a helpful diagram here, you guys. Her busy buzzy wings.
Oh, bring it closer to the camera.
Oh god, I might have to turn off my light
the
for it
kids
to
at
be
home.
visible. They're
Oh,
gonna
no,
get
it's
blown
too
out.
bright. It's
Oh,
fine.
there
It
we
goes
go.
out.
There we go. That's
There
a
it
little
is.
better.
We love
Yeah,
it.
That's a little better.
nice.
So her busy buzzy wings have defend. They are also doubly awesome, doubly tough, and wicked fast. So I'm hoping that will let her avoid some damage.
Yeah, wicked fast
here
means they would go in front of the attack.
until maybe there's some intervention here. So
Yeah.
it's only 4d10, but she does have a lot of awesome and a lot of tough, and she's also wicked fast. So
Heck yeah. All right. And Jimmy Nichols, he's not smart. So he's just going to have Granthor do another wiggly tentacles attack.
hey. So because I'm double awesome, I get to change one die after I roll to a number of my choice. I
good.
already had 2 5s, so that becomes 3 5s.
Okay.
Nice.
And I got 3 3s.
Okay.
So
And
does
you
that
have
mean
to
you
reduce your width by 1.
Yes, that's right, because of the chaos.
So that's
Thank
2
you, Zoup.
3s.
2 3s versus 3 5s.
Yes. So that means I do no damage. So they like crash against each other, and these like wiggly tentacles lash out. How do Miss Bitsy's wings defend?
It's more of a dodge than a sturdy defense.
Ah, okay. So she like zipped out of the way.
Yeah, I think she is like literally zipping behind things that are flying through the air, or like other kids. I think a child does get hit because of this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I feel like it sends one child kind of flying, and that kid like lands and slides up the aisle in the bus, and there's like a bump, and the kid like bumps up and keeps going, and that's when the kid like slides into frame completely baffled, like, and Purvi kind of just turns and sees that kid, and then
in the
like
bus aisle.
looks behind, and now Purvi, you see the monster fight.
And I know Miss Bitsy already. Or
You've
do
at
I
least
not?
seen her around.
Oh yeah, you three know each other, have monsters. You've
Yeah.
interacted
Okay.
before. Yeah.
Okay. I know that Evie would not start a fight on her own.
No, I would be more likely to go tell the teacher.
She would not. Her monster. I mean, maybe her monster would start a fight, but she wouldn't
Which she
start.
did, but that's fine.
But so if something is happening that Miss Bitsy is in a fight in, it's because somebody was picking on Evie.
Mm-hmm.
And Purvi doesn't stand for that. So she's basically like, Mango, go! And Mango
Yeah!
expands from where he is
It's
on the
literally like a
backpack.
Pokeball because it is like a little.
Yeah. And let us see what he's going to do. He's never seen this monster before, so he's gonna go ahead and attack with the sharp curved beak.
Okay. Yes. So hold on, because
Okay.
everything kind of happens simultaneously.
Gotcha.
So that's fine. That will be the next round of combat, and I love that. So, what's Harper doing over there?
Harper is she's now put in some earbuds, and she's listening to an iPod, and she's still looking around, but she's like listening to the Spice Girls.
I love this. We're gonna keep leaning into this bit. I'll come back to you, Ollie. You just saw this monster. You've never seen one before. Just pop out of Purvi's pocket. It got giant and ran down, and then you looked back, and there are other horrible monsters fighting. And this, to Purvi and the other kids on the bus, seems normal.
I don't think we've gotten a description of what Mango looks like in this game yet.
Oh, no, we did at the
We
beginning.
did? Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. I misremembered. I apologize.
No, it's fine.
The important part is as Mango goes down, and the full name is the Marvelous Mango.
Mhm.
As he goes down the aisle, he leaves like a trail of sticky, like snail goop.
Mhm. So, what is Ollie thinking and doing?
Ollie is just like gripping his action figure of Beetle Man and Squick, and is just like, ah! And just starts screaming, just like not knowing what the hell is happening.
I love that. The chaos. And I can so see it perfectly in my head, like looking down the aisle, immediately to the left, you see the teacher kind of asleep, Harper just bopping to the Spice Girls. And then like a couple seats back on the right, there's Purvi looking back, Mango running down with the slime trail, and then Ollie just like sticking up slightly above like the seat with his bowl cut, just like ha ha ha, and then the monsters just like back and forth all the way in the back. I love this. I love this nonsense. Perfect. All right, next round of combat. So, Marvelous Mango wants to attack with his beak, and then what does Miss Bitsy want to do this time?
Sure. You know what? I will go ahead and also I'll just start swinging as well. Sticky, tricky claws.
Okay. And then I think that we're going to attack, because this child is not creative, with the wiggly tentacles yet again.
Yes.
All right.
Important for you to know, sticky, tricky claws doubly wicked fast. So
Okay.
I
That's
think that
good to
might
know.
put me ahead.
Yeah. That means you're add 2 to the width for determining what goes first.
Yeah.
Okay.
My attack is gnarly.
All right.
So many dice.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh jeez.
All right. So, what did
I
Evie
got
roll?
3 3s, but 2 8s.
3 3s.
And 2
And-
8s.
Stick with the 3s.
Okay, cool. I'm sorry, I'm still remembering width and height.
No, that's fine. Because the height doesn't really matter here. It's the width that matters most to go first, because you're going to want to do some damage.
Yeah.
And you're going to want to do it first. So that means you'll have 5 width for the purposes of going first.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled 4 10s. And what did Marvelous Mango roll?
3 4s.
3 4s. And you are attacking, I assume, Grand Thor.
Yeah.
Okay. So first, Miss Bitsy does her damage. You were damaging, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And that was 3, you said, matches?
Yes.
And what was the number again? 3?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then that means that you have hurt the wiggly tentacles. So, yeah, how do you attack the wiggly tentacles and do 2 damage?
It's with her sticky, tricky claws, so there's some shredding going on here.
Yeah.
We got some
it's
calamari
nasty.
rings.
All right, love that. Okay. And then Grand Thor was
Oh, my
attacking.
calamari,
Yeah,
man.
Grand Thor was attacking Miss Bitsy and got 4 10s, so that's 3 damage in the 10.
Okay, that's also... These are the 2 places that he has hit have been the 2 places where I only have 5d10.
So
they're
that
both
doesn't
down
bring
to
you to
2d10.
0, does it?
No. They're 2
Okay.
different places. But
Okay, yeah, so that's 3 damage there.
God, the probability is so low.
Yeah, and then what about Marvelous Mango? Where did he hit and how much?
4. It's 3 4s, and the attack is gnarly.
Okay, in the 4. Got him in the 4. So, how much gnarly?
1 gnarly.
Okay, so how many 4s was that? 3 4s?
3 4s.
So it's 2 damage plus 1 gnarly, so 3 damage total. Okay, now you're finally doing some damage. You got him in the mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So we'll go to the next round. So before we go to the next round, so let's cut to the front of the bus. We see the chaos of the fight in the background. Kids going wild. Book bags flying every direction. Children screaming and throwing their arms. Children like slapping each other. Who knows what's going on? The teacher, peacefully asleep with her torrid romance novel just off kilter in her lap. Harper next to her. What song is she listening to this time?
It is Jumpin' Jumpin' by Destiny's Child.
Perfect. Love it.
What gear is it?
It's very confusing. There is a DS, but there's also the Spice Girls and Lisa Frank.
Oh yeah,
And
we
yeah,
are. We're in the year of convenience, is what it is. It's narratively convenient
honestly,
now.
this feels like 2010.
Vaguely, but also the present, but also like somewhere in the 90s, and it's fine. So, Ollie, are you still like freaking out? I love that you just chose to freak out. It's perfect because I almost made you roll, but you just went there.
Oh, yeah. I think like from under a bus seat, Ollie holds Squick close to him, and he looks down at Beetleman. He's like, "Okay, Squick, this is it. We're gonna be superheroes." And then Ollie's gonna climb out, and not knowing that monsters are a thing, he just sees the monsters. He sees superheroes taking down monsters, so he's gonna take his backpack and swing at the tent.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. And like this stuffed toy's head just kind of tips over inanimate and just like sort of stares.
It's like Toy Story,
Classic.
like, really?
like I can imagine this silent cut to the face of this like weird stuffed animal, like as if it were going to do something, and it doesn't. Nope. And I love the bravery of this adorable child. This just chubby little Asian boy. Yes. All right. So you're going to just lob your backpack at the like angry tentacles. That's so precious. I love that for him. So then you should roll that feels like a hands plus punching plus 1 damage if you succeed. Okay. And then so just know that what does Miss Bitsy want to do?
Ooh, I was so caught up in the story beat moment of Ollie standing up. I wasn't even thinking about that. Hang on. Let's see here. Oh,
I love
God.
that he kind of needs to reach around Marvelous Mango. Like, this is going to be hard. You're going to have to get at least 3 matches, by the way, to, like, with your backpack, hit the tentacles. But there's a chance.
Okay, I feel like I need to go back into defend mode because I've just got hurt. I've gotten hit very hard in the 2 places I don't want to get hit already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's a
So-
risk. That is a risk. You can choose to run away before it gets terrible, and Miss Bitsy will feel deep shame, and you'll have to do a motivation roll. If you have a favorite thing, you can lure her with more ease. And that will avoid the consequences of losing in battle.
Got it. Got it.
Just
got
that
it.
those are the rules, and I want to just make you aware of that in case you want to make that choice.
Yeah.
How you run away on a bus, I'm not sure. We can figure it out.
That's well, she can go out a window. She's tiny, but
Yeah, and she could like hide on the top of the bus or something.
I think
and,
I
like,
am gonna
cry.
go ahead and roll to defend and not get out of here quite yet because I feel like she's a little bit feral.
That's fine, and I do think Granthor like tastes blood in the water, so he is going to attack her again. He wants that.
I'm going for defending with the wings, kind of zipping around again.
Okay, and then what does Marvelous Mango want to do?
Can Marvelous Mango defend Miss Bitsy? Or only
Yes, Marvelous
himself?
Mango could, but Granthor hasn't taken a lot of damage yet.
Okay, then we'll attack. We'll
And-
attack again.
Yeah, I would
I think
recommend...
in the narrative, Mango is like there, and he's like trying to go like to get his body in between Miss Bitsy and Granthor. And Miss Bitsy is like practically has to like get him.
Yeah, and another thing too is like if Mango's gonna get in the way, Granthor may pivot to Mango next.
Yeah.
And if he's attacking and doing damage, that's motivation to do that, and that's what I'm thinking for how this fight turns out. So, let's do that then. And then Granthor will attack, and I imagine like Jimmy Nichols like, get him! Ah! like behind Granthor in the seat. Is Granthor's like standing in the aisle?
I'm hiding. He's hiding underneath a bus seat at this point.
Oh, what's Porvi doing herself?
So Porvi hears Ollie scream. And she turns around and she goes, "You can see them?" Like she like wants to put her, I mean, he's already thrown the backpack, but she's like wants to put her hand on his mouth and be like, "Stop screaming." Like, "You can see them?"
Yeah, we can see them.
It's okay. It's okay. Where's your monster?
Where's
your
monster? What?
Where's your monster?
What do you mean?
If you can see him, that means you have a monster.
I don't have a monster. What do you mean?
Porvi, can you roll face plus charm to help Ollie chill?
Okay.
And then we're gonna roll combat because there's not a lot of time here. So
Yes, exactly.
yeah, because we're in the middle of combat, right? Yeah.
Yes. All right, that is 2 8s.
Okay, so Ollie, that does help you chill. Like that makes you pause and reflect. Wait, do you have a monster? Who's to say? All right, roll your combat moves. And I'm gonna roll mine, and I will be able to hit less easily this time. Okay. What did Miss Bitsy get to defend?
2 8s, and it is wicked fast.
Okay. Granthor got 2 10s. Those are higher, so they still go through. Ooh, and that brings you down to
yeah, that's very, 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 very bad.
That'll end the fight.
You need to stop rolling 10s, Juicy.
I am not trying to. Wait, what did you roll?
Got 2 8s, and I'm wicked fast, so it would go first.
I did also get 2 8s, but I shouldn't just. I'm gonna keep the 2 10s. And then, what did Mango roll?
3 8s.
Okay. You did, and those are attacks, right?
Yes.
So, first, so let's resolve. So, the widest one is you, so you do your damage first. So that's 2 damage in the 8. Do you have gnarly at all?
That's gnarly.
That is gnarly. Gnarly 1?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So then 8 to 9. That is, you got him in the psychic antenna.
Okay.
Not the psychic antenna.
Okay. And then perfect. And then now that's 2 10s versus 2 8s. And you were defending. So if you had rolled higher than his number, I'd let you defend. So that fails. And that means you take 1 damage in the 10.
Okay, just 1. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, then I have 1d10 left. That is like the worst possible place for Evie and Miss Bitsy to take damage.
Yeah,
so...
I'm sorry. Keep rolling these 10s. All right. Okay.
Somebody donate more money so that I can do more stuff.
We cut from the chaos to the calm of the front of the bus. We see the teacher. We see Harper. What song is it now, Harper? What are you thinking?
I think it's another Spice. I think it's the Spice Girl song. I always forget the full name of it.
Okay. I love it. Also, by the way, I did not expect this to take as long as it is, and I think it's hilarious that so much of this episode is school bus fight, and I'm here for it. All right. Moving back to the chaos. Books flying, kids screaming, arms waving, monsters fighting. What do you kids want to do with your monsters? So what is Miss Bitsy going to try to do?
Oh, gosh.
Well, Miss Bitsy is at 0, right?
No.
No. So
it
first,
was only
let
1
me
damage
say
that time, so...
That because enough damage has been done to Granthor by Marvelous Mango, Granthor is going to pivot to attacking Marvelous Mango with his tentacles.
Tentacles.
So, what does Miss Bitsy want to do?
See, there's the smart thing to do, but she is a monster, you know?
Yep. Yeah. No, she's not going to stop fighting unless you force her.
Yeah.
Until she gets a body part all the way to 0.
But I, Rosie, don't want that to happen.
I know. But the monster is motivated to keep fighting. So.
Yeah, I gotta do. Let me. Can I roll like a courage roll for Evie? Can I do that, like, just to see if she can get out from underneath that seat?
Yes. Yes. Before you
I feel
decide.
like I shouldn't just decide that.
Yeah. Roll courage for Evie first. I think that's fair.
Okay, well that's 2 1s and 2 3s, so I guess yeah, she would be able to get. I think she is gonna come up, and start headed toward the front of the bus to get the teacher. At this point, she checked and made sure that her Lunchable was okay. She zipped up her backpack. She got everything in her backpack while she was underneath that seat.
Remember, wait, before you do that, you've got to get the monster to your monster to hide.
Yeah.
Monsters have to hide first.
Okay, cool.
You got to deal with at least Mango and Bitsy.
Cool.
So I think that means you got to get Bitsy to run away if you want to be able to do that.
Cool. Okay. There's a bunch of stuff just flying around. Kids are throwing their backpacks. There's some kid who has like a backpack charm or something that I could just yoink and like hold up and be like, come on. Her favorite thing is weird little trinkets.
Yes.
Pum Pum Purin has a butthole. You could say that's pretty weird.
That is pretty. I love that. Yes. So, roll motivation, and you can set a die after you roll.
Okay, cool. And that's face plus charm?
Yes.
Great news. I'm good at face, which is why it's so scary to take damage in the 10. Okay. And I can set one after I roll. So, that's gonna be 2 9s then, because I'll just change one to make a match.
Okay. So you succeed, and Miss Bitsy pauses, and just like, she looks real upset, but she's like, she's like grumbling.
Miss Peters! I'm running up. I have my backpack. I don't have it on my back. I'm clutching it to my chest.
Zooms over, and she snatches it in her little tiny claws, and she like flies out the window, and you can hear her like crying on the roof.
We could go to the gift shop later.
But now we have Mango and Granthor fighting. So, what does Granthor want to do? And what does Porvi want to do with Mango?
So I think he's going to attack again.
I would say, do you have any attacks that are awesome where you can set a die after or
no?
Before?
I think I think because I had forgotten how combat went. I think I might ask you to make some changes after, but right now I just have gnarly.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so attack.
Okay.
And I will also attack. Sorry,
So this is 3 5s.
Oh, rad. Okay, and I got 2 8s. So you will go first, and you got 3 5s?
Yeah.
Heck. Okay. That means that where is 5 here? There's 5. So 3 5s you said, and it was gnarly?
Yeah.
So that's 3 damage. So he's like missing teeth. Like the slavering mouth is looking real nasty.
Okay.
And you got attacked in the 8 for 1 damage.
In the 8 for 1 damage. Okay.
It's part number 8 for you.
The pseudopod arms.
Not the pseudopod arms. I'm sorry. That's never gonna stop being funny for me.
Where do
Not
I?
the pseudopod arms.
Where do I put it? I'm just gonna put in the relationships my monsters have stolen.
What?
I'm where I'm recording.
Oh.
For the sake of not losing the original.
Yeah. I'm actually doing that for old Jimmy Nichols in the subjective evaluation in the comments section.
Okay.
I'm using a pink pen instead of a black pen.
Smart. Okay. So, that's that round of combat. Moving back to the calm in the front of the bus. How's Harper?
She's doing great. She listened to SOS by Rihanna.
Ah, nostalgia.
Someone help me! I'm running
How's
towards
Ollie
the front of
doing?
the bus.
Yeah, what's Ollie doing? So he's had like this wild moment. So first, he's never ever seen a monster, never even conceived of one. Suddenly they're there. He runs to go attack one with his backpack in this incredible moment of courage for this small, chubby, adorable child. I was also a small, chubby, adorable child, so I can relate to this. It's really, frankly, a little painful. And then poor V turns around and is like, "Do you have a monster? You've got to have a monster." And you're like, "What?" And I'm imagining like one of those dolly zooms where like the background like zooms in, but the face zooms out. Like, so your world has been shattered like 5 times in 30 seconds. What the heck is going on in your head?
I think Ollie just like stops, looks at Squick, and then looks at Beetleman
Mm-hmm.
and holds up Beetleman towards the monster. I always knew you were real. And then, but in that moment, Squick, probably in silent annoyance, just slowly, unbeknownst to Ollie, starts to levitate out of his grasp and hovers along the ceiling of the bus, and then goes to swoop in for a quick attack against the monster.
Okay. Hilarious. All right. I don't know where that's coming from. What are you rolling?
I don't know. No. I think he'll go in.
Let's not describe it too openly. And I'm going to send you a DM.
Okay.
But, yeah, resolve that. I love this. This is amazing. And I want this. Yes.
Okay, I think to be a little more discreet, Squick is going to use his telekinetic horns.
Okay.
And kind of like push the monster into Jimmy Nichols and like force him back down into his seat.
I love that. Okay.
Yeah, while Ollie is just like looking at Beetleman, waiting for him to come alive when it's not Beetleman.
Okay, all right. Or is it? Who's to say? All right, so well, you do, so that's that. Then we have Miss Bitsy cry, like, okay, so how does Evie feel about hearing Miss Bitsy crying on the roof as you're driving to the aquarium?
I'm so sorry. I was caught up in the fantasy of Ollie wanting his monster to just be a human guy. I didn't realize you were talking to me because I was thinking about Ollie. Would you please repeat that, Mertusi?
So how does Evie feel hearing Miss Bitsy crying on the roof as she's like holding on to that like charm, like as you're driving to the aquarium?
She feels absolutely awful, and I think there's a part of her that's like, maybe I can throw a punch next time, but right now, Miss Peters.
Okay. And at that, you are the only person on this bus who could possibly do this. Roll me brains plus notice.
Okay. No pressure. Okay, my brains is 4, my notice is 1, so that's 5d10. I'm going to redo that because I had more dice in my tray and I can't tell which ones I just rolled and which were already safe.
Oh, stay organized, lady. Yeah, that's fine.
Listen, I'm only organized between sessions, not during.
That tracks. I'm never organized,
okay.
so that's me.
2 1s and 2 4s.
Okay, so you notice Miss Peters is beginning to stir. What happens if she sees this monster fight?
I'm gonna be really, really loud to try and like drop a hint to. I have decided that Mango and Miss Bitsy are cousins. I think
Okay.
I've made that decision
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah, you can believe it. Who knows if it's true?
Yeah.
Who's to say?
Yeah, I don't know. Just like being really loud, trying to be like as loud as possible to like make sure that the good monsters hear it, at least. There's some really, the kids are dealing with some really weird stuff in the back, and we really, why were you sleeping?
Purvi at this panics,
Mm-hmm.
takes 2 pencils out of her bag and runs at the monster, at the tentacle monster, with the pencils, because she's got to get she's got to get the marvelous mango back in his mango form.
Oh my god. Okay. Wild. All right. So, I will give you +1 to damage if you can succeed at attacking with a you got to get at least 3 to match, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, on me. Or well, your match has to be at least a 2.
Okay.
That's the better way to do difficulty. So let's do this. And then what is Mango gonna do?
Mango is going to hear Purvi yelling,
Mm-hmm.
and he's going to take 1 more attack.
Okay. And
They're going to attack together.
yeah, that's fine. And Granthor, at the behest of this turd of a child, seeing what's going on with the teacher, is going to use the psychic antenna for secret reasons.
Okay.
Suspicious.
Mm-hmm. No
And-
matches. Okay.
What am I rolling to hit with the pencils?
Oh, that would be hands plus punching.
Okay. So let me roll Mango first. That is 2 10s.
2 10s. Okay.
Yep, that looks like 2 10s.
All right.
And then to punch,
And is that gnarly?
that's gnarly.
Okay, so you do 2 damage in the 10. Got it.
Yes. And that is 2 5s
2
for the
5s.
punching.
And that was a +1 with the pencils.
Yes.
Okay, and I would call that scarring damage. So I think you do actual damage there. And that was 5s?
Yes.
So you do 1 damage in the 5, which is... There's 5. Okay, so the Granthor is not doing well. Granthor is pretty low on these die. And he can't do much more now. So the teacher's beginning to stir. He was unable to stop her from waking up with his psychic powers. So she is, if anything, she was gonna have 3 rounds
I'm sorry,
before
I
she
tried
woke
to
up.
tell you guys to hide.
Now the teacher's up in 2 rounds. So there's
so
another
sorry.
free round of combat before the teacher is up.
Okay.
How's Harper doing?
Harper's right there while Evie is having like screaming at.
Yeah, I don't know if do you think you
Yes.
heard Evie?
Ooh, Harper's really good at noticing things, so I would say probably. She's listening to Oops, I Did It Again, though, if you're
Okay.
curious.
That's fine.
Oops.
I love that.
Oh.
And then you see Miss Harper beginning to stir.
Miss
Like-
Peters.
Miss Peters, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Miss Peters is beginning to stir. So, do with that what you will next round when she is almost awake. Because the noise is finally waking her up. All right. So, we have Mango. Mango, what is Mango gonna do?
Well, first Purvi is going to be like, Mango, get down.
You've got to motivate this monster or he's attacking.
Okay, I do know that. So I fish out my. I see there's still a kid sitting in one of the seats, sucking on a lollipop.
Mm-hmm.
It's
just
like
calmly in all the chaos.
doesn't care about the chaos, and Purvi
He couldn't wait until after lunch. His parents packed
rips
it
the lollipop out of his mouth and throws it at Mango.
Okay, so that will let you auto succeed. I will also say emotional damage to kids does physical damage to monsters.
Okay.
And if you wanted to hurt Jimmy,
yeah, I mean,
that is also an option.
Yeah.
What you're choosing to do is valid, and I'm fine with it, and I like it. I'm just letting you know that there are options too.
I need Mango to go down.
All right, then Mango will go down. So roll your face plus charm, and then you can set a die after you roll to get a match.
Okay, cool.
You are also pretty close to just winning the battle too. I will tell you that. So that's the thing is, you could win the battle. You could take the risk.
I'm just gonna say it'd be really cool if Squick is the one who finishes the battle, though.
Do I have one more round after this?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Then we'll attack, and then I'll steal.
Okay.
The lollipop.
All right. So, are you going to attack with Mango? Do you want to try doing some emotional damage to this turd of a child?
Yeah, I'm gonna
make an enemy forever.
Yeah. So
I feel like Jimmy Nichols is already everybody's enemy.
So okay. So first, Mango is gonna go, and that is 3 6s.
3. Oh my gosh. Okay. Excellent. So Mango did 3 6s, and the tentacles are so weak at this point. And I'm sorry, not the tentacles. The mouth is so weak at this point that it's only gonna have 3d10 to roll. So it's rolling that, and no successes there. So you had 6. That was 6. You said 3 of them.
Yeah, 3 6s.
Is that gnarly?
That is gnarly.
You bring that mouth down to 0D. You just won a monster battle.
At the same time, I see Purvi sees the rubber bands just littering the ground.
Yeah.
And she sees in her mind what was this kid's name?
Jimmy Nichols. Everyone calls him Nichols.
What Jimmy was doing to upset Evie in the first place. And she takes a band, pulls it back, and aims it at his crotch.
Okay, I want you to roll. Okay. So this wouldn't be emotional damage, so it won't hurt the monster, which is fine. We will resolve the monster battle in a second, but this is just too ridiculous not to. Okay, so that's a hands plus punching.
Okay.
We'll do that one.
All right. That is 2 5s.
All right, and suddenly that rubber band zooms and like the camera follows it and it like whacks him right in the junk, and there is like a girlish scream out of this horrible bully child with a ratty face, and he just doubles over as his monster has like doubled over, and you, winning the battle, get to do something. You get to kick butt. So when you reduce a monster's hit location to 0 and you win the battle, you get to chomp that monster and give it a scar. So Mango can take a scar from any hit location off of that monster and take that as a free die, which you can mark in like the die from relationships section just as a note, and say that you chomped from Jimmy Nichols' Granthor, 1 die. And later you can use that to add it to a hit location spend it on an extra, or gain a quality from Jimmy Nichols' monster.
Okay.
And
so,
and some of those are eating anything the size of a pony and spitting it up back whole, sometimes alive. Gnarly. Useful, being able to read minds, telekinetically move objects, mess with electronics, and telepathically speak with people. And then useful, having rockets that blast off, so the monster can fly really fast, and that's the only speed, and you lose control on a crit fail, or adding burn to an attack.
okay. So we can figure that out later. I think Porvy stands over Jimmy and says, "Stop bullying people."
And he's just there like just holding his crotch, just like doubled over on the seat. And you turn around and Miss Peters is standing over you.
Mr. Peters, Jimmy shot himself in the crotch with a rubber band and we thought he needed your help.
I need you to roll me face plus connive.
Okay, I would love to. I have 8 in that total.
Amazing.
I built this character to do one thing, and that's lie. 4 9s.
Incredible. And there is the briefest moment of hesitation on this woman's face, where she just goes, "Sit down. We are almost at the aquarium." Yes? Thank you.
I sit
Jimmy,
down.
I will speak with you at the end of the day. Miss Porvy,
Yeah.
please sit down.
Okay. She slides into the seat that Evie used to occupy.
You too, Ollie. As she's like rocking with the bus moving, you've entered the city. And as everyone has been sufficiently chastised, there is an awkward like 10-15 minutes before you end up at the aquarium. And with that, we will take a quick break.
Cool.
Woo.
Thank you. Welcome back. And thank you all for joining us tonight for TTN Presents Monsters and Other Childish Things. And before we get started, Rosie, would you like to give us a brief spiel again about the charity we're supporting tonight? And where
I
people can
would
donate?
love to, and I won't cry this time. We are raising money for the Transformation Project South Dakota because it's my birthday. I live in South Dakota, and I love my trans friends and family. So thank you so much for Emma for donating in the first half. You can help us out. You can give us extra dice to roll and stuff. Check out the pinned comment in the chat for all that information. And check out my social media. I posted a spiel explaining everything that Transformation Project does, and I really appreciate it, and I love you guys.
Thank you. And let's jump right back in. You all have just arrived after a ridiculous monster fight on the bus at the city aquarium. It is a coastal city, and the bus stops right at the front entryway. There's a long walk up, and the aquarium itself is right on the sea. It's this big concrete building. You all get off of the bus, and Miss Peters with her clipboard is like leading you off in a group, and you can see a bunch of people sort of eyeballing this group of children, trying to avoid you and not deal with the chaos. And you are so excited. So of the 4 of you kids, have any of you been to an aquarium before? Has Harper? You're muted.
You're
So
muted.
Evie, have you? And then we'll go back to Harper.
I'm debating if I have or not because my parents are definitely museum people. Like, what they have the summer off every summer. They're college professors. We have a
Okay.
whole summer. We've definitely gone on road trips, and they're museum people.
That makes sense.
But they're not fun museum people.
Okay. What about Harper? Have you been to the aquarium before?
She would have. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think maybe not this one, but a aquarium of some sort.
What about Ollie? You probably haven't been to this one because you're new to town, but have you been to an aquarium before?
Yeah, I think definitely. With a whole like his whole family and then their extended family, where it's just the whole clan. Just yeah, but yeah.
And what about Purvi?
Purvi's definitely been to the aquarium before.
Okay, excellent. So you all go up, and for those of you who have been there, you would know that before you go in, there are seals outside in a tank, dancing and playing in like this elevated tank that goes inside and outside. So you can go like run up and just see them like swimming around and then going into the building and coming back out. And then you go up, and your teacher, Miss Peters, hands you all of your tickets so you can all go through the turnstile together. And she walks you into the entrance hallway. And when you walk in, it's this cool, dark space. Sort of, you kids wouldn't know this, but for the adults in the room, it's this brutalist architectural piece with this massive column of water in the center of the building. It is vastly tall and incredibly wide. And at the base of it, there are these massive rocks and corals that sort of like reach up from the sand at the bottom, and bubbles sort of float all the way up. And these huge fish swim in circles all the way around at different levels, including like sea turtles and sharks and like big ugly sunfish, right? And there's this like walkway that goes around so you can observe the base, and there's a gift shop off to the right. And when Miss Peters leads you up all before you split off into your groups, and the like other adult chaperones who were sitting up front not paying attention can like take smaller groups around, they all show you the penguins, because this aquarium is wild. The like sub basement is this open floor that you can look down into with hundreds of penguins just there, like squawking and just existing. And this is the way you enter the aquarium in the city. So you go off with your random chaperone for this like replaceable adult human person who takes you four and like this weird kid who picks his nose named Bobby. And you go off to like a gallery on the left. That's the direction your group goes. And you enter the estuary and tidal pool room. This is a room populated with open, circular, shallow tanks in reach of all of you kids. Cool water burbles in them as you can look in the tanks and see sea stars and anemones and crabs and barnacles, urchins, and other sea life in different tanks. And some of them invite you to like reach in and touch the like sea stars and the sea cucumbers. On the back wall, there are like big walled tanks of like sea life from estuaries and tidal pools, where you can see like sloshing water and like anemones and large like urchins sort of like crawling on the rocks, and other things sort of flitting about in the like chaotic tidal waters. There's also like an interactive display talking about the like cycle of life and how human pollution affects the cycle of life in these spaces, because they're so sensitive, because they live in a liminal space. What do all of you want to do in this space?
First thing I'm gonna do is look at everyone and say, when I get older, I'm gonna be one of the people that feeds the penguins.
I wonder what? Huh? What kind of degree does that require?
I don't know. I think you just have to be an adult.
Oh, okay. No, that.
Someone roll me brains plus notice, just one of you.
I'll do it.
Yeah, that's all you, Rosie.
I mean, Harper also is quite smart. For the record, Harper is also quite smart. Harper just also minds her own business. Harper, I think, is actually better at noticing than I am. Oh my god, I have 5d10 in that, and I did not roll a single double.
Okay, so you don't know. It's a scientist. A scientist does it.
Mhm.
Someone who goes
If
to
you don't
school
need a
one
degree,
time.
my parents would probably like that doesn't make enough money. So.
Yep. And you linger in here a while. Who do you
Porgy
think?
like looks at Evie like, why are we worrying about money?
Well, I don't know. It's just I'd like to. You can have your hobby, but you gotta go to school and get your degree so you can get a good job, and so you can be good.
How's Harper feeling?
So Harper gets an idea.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes over to Ollie. She kind of takes him by his sleeve. She grabs his sleeve and starts dragging him over
Ooh.
to a section.
Ooh.
And then she points at a sea urchin and says, "That looks like you."
Like, Ollie looks over and squints at Harper, like, you know what? It's okay. I think you need glasses like mine. Mine help me see. Yeah, I think there's something wrong with your eyes.
She kind of squints at you. And then she says, "All right." And she walks away.
While you're all like lingering in here in like the cool darkness, and it takes a little while. Everyone roll. Everyone but Ollie, roll me a d10 for luck. I want to know who gets lowest.
That is a 10.
That's the second
not
one
one.
I've rolled on a luck check in a row.
Wait, did Harper also get a one?
Harper
Yeah.
also got a one.
Okay,
Yes,
both
I
of you
got a
roll
one.
off. Who's least lucky of the two of you?
Gonna switch d10s.
I'm gonna Porvy's gonna go pick
Got
up
an
a
8.
Are you kidding me? I also got an 8.
Do it again.
she's now picking up another starfish.
6.
I got a 5. I'm like,
Okay.
I don't want to touch them. I think they look gross.
So Porvy picks up a starfish and like picks it up and looks at it.
Yeah, like
Does anyone touch a sea cucumber?
probably eventually.
I don't want to touch things. They look. Do they have suckers? I think I read somewhere they have suckers.
What?
The
Nothing's
weird-
happening.
The like weird kid Bobby pokes one a little too hard and it panics and it like vomits
Bobby,
out
don't
its butt.
It vomits out its butt.
Ew.
Yeah, because that's what sea cucumbers do when they panic. Their butts vomit out. I think I did something
Bobby!
wrong. I think I did something wrong. And he like panics and like starts running around.
Bobby,
And-
Bobby, calm down.
And at that moment, Miss Bitsy starts screaming and flying around. There is a sea urchin stuck to one of her hands. She's freaking out. She touched a sea urchin a little too hard.
Don't touch things.
And,
I told you not to touch anything.
This is causing a commotion, and if you don't find a way to calm her down, the adults are going to notice.
Are there any cool seashells? Is there something shiny around here?
I don't know. Brains plus notice.
Okay. Okay. I had to figure out which ones are 6s and which are 9s. Two 9s.
What'd you get?
2 9s.
Okay. What is shiny? What do you find?
Oh,
What did someone
gosh.
drop behind a tank?
Oh,
Behind
what did
one of
somebody
the,
drop behind a tank? Okay, I think it
behind
was
one
a
of the starfish
souvenir
tanks.
spoon that somebody bought at the gift shop and like
Oh, like a little
immediately
silver
lost.
one, and it's got like fake gems on it.
Yeah.
Okay, hold it up, and what do you roll to convince her? And I'll give you an extra die for this.
Okay. You have to let go of it if you want this.
What? What'd you roll?
I'm hoping to roll connive because she's not holding it. It's holding her. So I am lying and saying you have to let go of it to hold this.
Yeah, like she just immediately stops screaming because there's a shiny thing. Roll and let's see what happens.
Okay, so I have 4 in face, 4 in connive, and then I get an extra 1. So I'm rolling 9d10 for this. Please, for the love of God. Okay. 3 8s and 3 1s and 2 4s.
And then all of a sudden, like the sea urchin still stuck to her hand. She like flies over and grabs it.
Kirby, can you grab that? Can you grab that?
Yeah.
I want to touch it.
Yeah. Okay, got it.
Wait, how do you grab it from her without getting it into your own skin?
My shirt.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you just kind of.
She doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't have. She doesn't have enough fear yet.
Yeah.
So she just like lifts up her shirt and
What
is like.
What are you gonna roll to do it without hurting yourself? You can get it off her and get it back in the tank, but what are you gonna do without hurting yourself?
There's really I can't convince you to
Maybe
do
shop?
PE.
Uh,
Courage?
Courage I would accept. I would also have accepted shop, I think, like a dexterity. That would have done it. PE, I actually was gonna suggest feet plus dodge, but PE I could kind of see as well because that requires finesse, right? So yeah, those I would accept, and that would color how you're doing it, right? So if you can describe how you do it with that roll, if you succeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think with just courage, with just the courage and the conviction that I can pick this up and put this down and everything's gonna be fine.
Okay, and while you're resolving this, Ollie and Harper, you're watching this happen. What are you thinking? Do you two talk to each other about it?
You'd hear Harper heavily sigh, as if this is like the worst. This is the worst.
Ollie just kind of walks up, goes, "It's okay. Why, Beetle Man is alive. He's gonna help us out." And just gonna run over and just hold out his little figurine towards Porvy and Bitsy,
Okay.
like thinking something is gonna happen.
Can you roll me something? A brains or face roll of some kind. What do you think? Is it brains plus charm, or face plus charm, or brains plus outthink? What do you think would be best here?
I'm gonna do brains because I suck at face.
Like you're thinking really hard.
Yeah, I am like thinking, I believe in Beetle Man. I believe
Yeah.
in Beetle Man.
Yeah, so do outthink then. All right. What'd you get?
1 match of 6.
And you think so hard. Is that a fart? Nothing happens. Anyways, how'd it go over there?
I got 2 4s.
2 4s. Excellent. So you managed to. So how do you do this? You
So
succeed.
it's literally like picking up the shirt. She's got no shame. She's got like a little undershirt on underneath, and she just like takes it with her hand, like in her, like cups it in the shirt, and then goes and drops it in the water.
Okay.
And like shakes it out.
With like a plunk.
Yep.
It just kind of blobs down. And on that, like, you're ushered into the next room by this bored adult who's here probably as a favor to the teacher.
Your hands have a chitinous exoskeleton. How did it even get stuck?
I love these kids. Oh my god, you all are a treasure. Thank
I'm
you.
a little worried that I put the urchin in the wrong tank. Do you think they're gonna notice?
Did you?
Are they like beta fish and they have to stay apart from other things?
I have no idea.
Okay, first, brains plus notice. Did you put it in the wrong tank?
I 100% did. It is 3, 9, and 8. I
So
just put it in the closest tank.
What
I
I'm
just
going
put
to
it in the
say
closest
is
tank.
you are absolutely confident it went into the correct tank.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Yeah, who's to say if it did? But you, supreme confidence.
Nice. Okay. I feel good about this.
All right. So you are
You were there
corralled.
for us to touch. You can't have missed anything out too bad.
This like random adult just like gets off their phone and just is like, okay, kids, let's go to the next room. And you end up in the North Atlantic Ocean Hall, because who's to say what coast this is on? This is the Atlantic one, the Atlantic room at least. And you get to a massive cool water tank glowing along the far like wall of this hallway with large loping lazy fish swimming back and forth. There's a seahorse tank full of seahorses hidden in seaweed. Like it's brown seaweed just sort of bobbing back and forth. And you can play and interact with displays of great white sharks and seals. And at the end of the room is a cylindrical tank full of dancing jellyfish. What do you do?
I remember that tank of jellyfish.
Soup is like, I know this aquarium.
Yeah, yes, for the audience, I may or may not have less than loosely based this aquarium off of the New England Aquarium in Boston.
I need to go now.
With some modifications. Yeah.
Ollie runs up to the jellyfish tank.
I think I do as well. I've like full kid in the toy store window, like smushing the face up against.
I think
by the glowy ones.
These ones are not glowy.
This is Evie asking Ollie.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Ollie is holding Squick and pushing his face into the thing. Wait, sorry, what? I didn't hear your question. I'm showing Squick his family.
There's some ones that glow and they like light up.
Really? Where are those?
I don't know. I was wondering if these were them.
I don't think they
If we made it
are.
really dark in here, you think they glow? It might not be dark enough.
Yeah, maybe. And I look at Beetleman. Can you turn off the lights?
I think meanwhile Porvy is standing next to Harper looking at the great white shark.
I was gonna
Display.
say, I think, yeah.
I hear you can punch him in the nose.
Really?
Yeah, if they're ever coming, if you're ever in the ocean and a great white shark comes for you, you just punch it in the nose. I bet you'd be really good at punching it in the nose.
Wow.
And
That's
Harper,
really
if you look,
useful. Thanks.
there's a plaque that has a diagram with like a little glowing bit on the nose of a great white shark that says that they have sensitive noses.
Diagram
She'd
that
look
says
at
punch
Corby and
here.
say, she'd say, thanks.
Can Harper, can you please roll me a notice roll?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
2 6s.
Awesome.
Or
So-
3 twos.
Either way,
Or 3 twos.
all it takes is 2, because you have this conversation and eventually your attention pivots to the big wall with the sort of big lazy fish sort of just ambiently moving, and Fruit Loop is swimming with them.
I knew it.
Mhm.
The moment we entered this section, my brain was like, I feel like Fruit Loop would be doing something here.
Mhm. It's just a big space for him to sort of lazily
Yeah.
just swim around.
Just relax. Swim
No
around.
one's noticed him yet. What are you gonna do?
I'll look around, see if anyone might be walking towards that section, might end up noticing him anytime in the near future.
There is a bored 17-year-old with shaggy hair and thick glasses who's like squinting at the tank. Like, that's not a grouper. What?
I'm gonna walk up
What?
to this teenager.
You're gonna insult
Because
this teenager.
I
aren't
love
you?
Fruit Loop.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, don't freeze.
Oh no! We will have to live
No.
with this horrible cliffhanger.
That's not a grouper. It's the funniest comment I've ever.
So we will pause on that
dying.
for a moment So at that moment, while this is all happening, we will pivot back to Evie, Purvi, and Ollie, all of whom might be noticing that Harper, well, first, Fruit Loop is sort of ambling about with the fish. How do you react to seeing this happen? We'll come back to you in a moment.
I think my reaction is going to depend a lot on Ollie's reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Is that? Oh, looks at Porby. Is that another monster?
Yeah, that's Fruit Loop. He
Oh,
looks like having
that's
fun.
Fruit Loop.
Yeah.
Fruit Loop?
Uh-huh.
He doesn't look like a Fruit Loop, right?
Where's yours? What's his name? What's yours named?
Little Man.
And on that note, we'll go back to Harper.
So, the moment Harper notices this teenager squinting at the tank, she's like, okay, I'm gonna protect Fruit Loop. Because Fruit Loop's having a good time, and I don't want to stop him from having a good time right now, especially when he's not bothering me. Specifically me.
Amazing. Okay.
So I power walk up to this teenager.
I believe that of this 8-year-old, that she power walks. Yes. And
I purposefully stand behind him and I tap on as high up as I can tap.
okay, with like is this like, okay, so I need you to clarify the kind of tap this is. Is this tap a cop knock or a Karen knock? Those are two different kinds of knocks.
It's a I'm actually slightly trying to pinch you sort of knock.
Okay. And I think he's like, he's surprised. What? And he's like looking around, but he doesn't look down, so he doesn't see you.
We'll do it again.
Hi. What do you want?
Does your mom love you?
Can you roll me put down, please? He's too old for like this to be like damage, but it will have an effect if you succeed.
3 threes.
Fuck. Then yeah, he's just like and his like voice cracks in only the way an insecure teenage boy can. And he just
I don't think she does.
He just walks away.
Because I wouldn't. If I was your mom, I wouldn't.
Yeah, he's gone. He just sort of stunned, just walks off.
And I just sort of go and I look over at Fruit Loop and I nod. And I'm like, okay.
Okay. All
How
right.
do you think Purvi like looks over at the two of them? How do you think she knows that about his mom?
I don't know. She said I look like a fish, and I told her she needs new glasses. So
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh.
That was really solid.
Wait. I think she genuinely
Isn't
needs new
Beetleman
glasses.
like a character in a thing?
Oh yeah, but Porby said that all kids have monsters, and of course it's Beetleman. Who else would it be? For me.
All right. And on that note, you'll be corralled out. Harper, are you going to try to get Fruit Loop out of the tank?
As long as no one, if anyone is noticing him, I will immediately insult them.
Okay.
So that they get distracted and they no longer think that
Yeah,
he's there, or even have the mind to even go look at him.
Yeah, he's just kind of swimming for a while, enjoying his time. And he'll make his way out eventually, because this isn't a game, right? But so you'll get corralled out, and this is sort of the end of this hallway, and you'll be corralled out and up a long ramp along the back wall of the building. And to the side is actually a big interactive display, which does in fact have a game. So put a pin in that. And this is actually an interactive display game that demonstrates how chemical pollution, plastics, and other wastes end up getting dumped from sewers into the ocean. So here can actually so does anyone want to interact with this game?
I like games.
All
I
right.
like learning things.
Okay, cool. So you get to the panel and it's really, really simple, but what it is it's like you have to move like levers to try to move this like station to collect the trash out of the overflow to stop it from getting into the ocean from the runoff coming from the city, right? And it's like an icon of the city there. So if you're all going to play with the game, can you roll me an appropriate skill here? I think that it's either brains plus outthink or hands plus shop.
They're the same for me, and I roll a lot of thinking rolls, so I'm gonna do shop.
Okay.
Just to be different.
Do not succeed.
Yeah, and Harper particularly, can you roll me a brains plus notice on this interactive game at this interstitial space?
2 10s.
Okay, so while they're playing the game, you notice that this game is actually sponsored by Philco, which is a chemical corporation that your parents work with. So you recognize the logo.
What?
Why don't people just not pollute?
My dad was like, my dad was doing some there were less rats in the wetlands, and the wetlands. He said that it was because of this, the runoff. I think he had to count them.
Is the wetlands what he calls the ocean?
No, it's like a I look at the sign that says environmental pollution. Environment.
Oh. Okay.
It's like I'm from the Midwest, y'all. We don't have ocean here, so I was like, runoff. Yes, that affects the wetlands.
It does.
It doesn't affect the ocean. It affects the wetlands, and so I fully just like teleported my brain there for a second.
That's a different room. You'll get there. So
I think this is why they say recycling is really important.
And that's when finally Fruit Loop does kind of amble back. Like it's like at a weird time when no one's there to notice him and the adults back on their phone, but he notices the game. And if you want to get Fruit Loop to move on with you to the next room, and you will be pushed to go to the next room very shortly, you need to find a way to get him out of it. Do you have any of his favorite thing to lure him with? Otherwise, this may be a little tough to motivate him.
Oh, actually, hang on. I pull out the DS.
Oh, okay. Is that the DS?
Would you like DS time?
And he's just freaking out because he can't choose between two games. So give me either a motivation roll or that's a face plus charm. So yeah, give me a face plus charm or connive. Your choice. That fits the vibe for your character and the moment.
Sure, let's do connive. I get more dice. Ooh, only one match, and it's 2 1s.
That's enough. So tell me, what do you say? What is the choice bit about the DS that he loves more?
I will let you use the DS for the rest of the trip in the wall where I can't get it.
Ah! And then he just like runs up, grabs it, and snatches into the wall.
Yep,
like
cool. Now he's Paper Mario into the wall.
Mm-hmm. And they're just like eyes blinking, and you can like hear video game noises, and he will continue to follow in the walls, including like in the walls of the fish tanks. Like when you're looking into the next room, when you get there now into the Pacific Ocean Hall, which has a large warm water tank glowing along the far hallway. This one, unlike the Atlantic one, has bright blue water shimmering over white sand. Schools of flying fish cut through the water over a king crab waving its long, threatening arms out at you kids. There's a shark cutting slow, methodical circles in the tank while a lionfish is hiding among the grasses and anemone. There's a display on the Great Barrier Reef discussing its shrinkage, and an interactive display showing how big waves get made in California and Hawaii for radical surfing. And there's like a little surfer dude graphic.
Radical.
And in the like Pacific Ocean tank, you can see his eyes sort of blinking along the far wall. What do you all do in this room?
Have any of you ever been surfing?
Have you?
I went on a boogie board once. I've been really working on my swimming.
My mom surfs.
Went
I
on a
love that.
paddle boat once. Like it had pedals.
Oh. You mean like the duck boats?
No,
The
it wasn't
swan
shaped
boat?
like a duck. It was just like it was a boat with pedals.
Okay. It's kind of like the swan boats over in the garden. We'll go there sometime.
Okay. I'll have to get permission.
Am I invited?
Yeah, of course.
Awesome.
Parker, you're invited too.
Okay.
Also, Bobby,
Yeah.
Bobby,
I
stop
guess you
picking your
can-
nose.
yeah, if you stop picking your nose, you can come too.
Bobby, you're gonna poke your brain and give yourself a bot.
Uh,
A body.
okay.
You can't come with us.
You can't sit with us, Bobby.
And the finger goes back in the nose. Just goes right back in. Fine. Ah.
I
So
think it might actually be stuck.
he
Weird.
goes.
Do you think Harper put glue in his nose?
And
I look at Miss Bitsy. I don't think it was Harper.
and, and Bobby, with his finger in his nose, just goes and stares at the king crab. And as you all like move through this room, you end up like going through a couple other rooms and getting to the next like level up space, and there's a cafe. And it's a good opportunity to kind of pause and enjoy some like cool down time between the rooms and get a snack. So is there anything you'd like to do in the cafe?
I have
I offer
questions.
Bobby hand sanitizer before we sit down.
What am I gonna do with this?
Are you gonna eat?
Yeah.
I don't know, go to the
Wash your
bathroom or
hands.
something.
Fine. And he'll like use it, but he doesn't use it right. I don't know how anyone has ever not used hand sanitizer correctly, but this kid did not.
He just like slaps his hands together.
It goes
Yeah.
everywhere.
It's just like flying boogers and hand sanitizer.
Oh.
So
Okay.
mhm.
Let's grab. We're all sitting at the table.
Harper's got like a permanent face of disgust.
Is it just like
just
the?
not
Is it just
dropping.
like the Beetle? I haven't seen the movie. I couldn't see the movie. It was PG-13.
What? Oh,
Is it just like the
Beetle
Beetle Man in the movie? What can he do?
Yeah, he's well. I don't know. Honestly, I'm kind of I was freaking out earlier, and now the freak out is kind of coming back because holy crap, monsters are real, and you guys know about them, and you have your own monsters.
I found an egg in my closet.
He's my best friend.
On that note, Porvi, could you roll me brains plus notice?
I was actually, before you have me roll that, I was going to whisper to Harper, Harper, can you take these $3 and buy some candy and just keep it hidden just in case?
So here's the problem. once you roll that.
Oh no.
Oh yay! I got 2 9s.
So, you know how Marvelous Mango loves his sweet things?
Yeah.
He loves nothing more than cake. And
Yeah.
this cafe
Has cake.
has cake.
Oh shit.
So you go to like reach down thinking about Marvelous Mango, and that stuffed mango is not on your pocket. You scan over,
There's
and
like
it is
orange sludge.
yes, but it is a small stream of sludge as the mango stuffy is literally like sliding across the floor towards the cafe trying to sneak.
Just still in
Okay.
clumsy form. It's
Yes,
so funny.
thinking he's hiding.
Okay.
It's like
What
a
are you gonna
hurry-up.
do? You have a brief moment before he is going to just jump into that dessert cabinet and cause some mayhem.
Mango,
10,
I will buy you
9.
the cake. Just be chill.
I need a roll. 8,
Um,
7.
charm. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I got 2 2s.
Okay. And like there's a halt, and like the mango stuffy kind of goes somehow more upright, and it turns, and it like bounces, and you can hear in your head, I want to.
I only have enough money for one.
Okay, fine. But it better be a big piece. I want a big piece of cake. I want a big piece of cake. Ah!
Excuse me, could you please give me your biggest piece of cake that still counts as one piece of cake, please?
And this like really exhausted college student with a lip ring and dyed black hair and just too much eyeliner is like, which one do you want? And
No,
and they
literally
just
the
look
biggest
at
one.
they just look at the cooler and just go, which one do you want?
I point to the biggest one.
Okay, and then they'll charge you and give it, but it's $5.
I only have $4.
What do you want to do?
Could Ollie walk up and see poor V needing money?
Yeah, I think you see like an anxious poor V looking really dejected with like her money out, and there's like a line behind her getting a little annoyed.
Oh,
She's
gosh,
like,
I hate that.
I mean, this cake is really only worth $4. It's sort of a crime that you're charging us 5.
It's
Um,
okay.
It's
Poor V,
$5,
It's okay.
good.
And Ollie gives her $1. It's okay here.
Oh, thank you. I'll pay you back tomorrow.
You don't have to. No worries.
And with that, this tired college kid will take the money and just lob the cake at you and be like, forks are over there.
Oh, I won't need a fork, thank you.
And there's like a pause. Have a nice day. And then they go on to serve the next person. All right. And then like the mango is like on your chair, waiting like an expectant dog, deeply hungry for dinner, as if it's never been fed before,
Yo.
like every dog. And then what do you do?
I put the cake gingerly in front of him, and his big beak opens up and just chomps on it.
And I'm imagining like it's the stuffy, but the beak is big.
Yeah, exactly.
And just cake flies everywhere. There's frosting everywhere. It's on the seat, so like you can't sit down. You have to wait.
Ollie, what does Beetleman eat?
He eats the dreams and hopes of evil guys.
What?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why can't you do that? I'm looking at Miss Mitzi.
Oh.
And she's just
You're-
like up in the corner.
Evelyn, yours is very pretty and very scary at the same time. Oh gosh.
And she's like flitting from corner to corner of the room.
She says thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
And like as you're sitting there, you can like see the vista of the ocean because this is the side that looks over the sea. And Harper was muted at the moment when you're trying to talk. Just so you know.
Keep forgetting that I'm muted. Like enough time goes by that I just totally forget. Harper looks up while they're conversing about their monsters and looks at Fruit Loop and thinks like telepathically, I'm glad you are the way you are.
And there's like a silent acknowledgement from the wall. And you can hear like Zelda music like softly and mutedly playing from behind drywall.
He's playing Spirit Tracks.
Oh, I love that game. Yes.
Yes.
So you wrap up here and you like go up to the next level. You go through the next few rooms and you end up in this like observation platform for the big central cylindrical tank. And you can like walk up to it and like look down and you see the big circling fish, like the few sharks and the big sea turtle. And you can see like the bubbles sort of blurbing up at random intervals. Yeah, this like giant moray eel just sort of swimming around. And it's like and this is 3 stories high and there's another floor of tank to go. It's enormous.
Gosh.
Can everyone roll me a brains plus notice?
Oh, that's 2
ones.
9s.
Wait.
Awesome. And in that
2 ones.
moment,
2 10s.
good.
Also good at noticing things, you guys.
Heck yeah. So you all notice. In that moment, I'm imagining the 3 girls are kind of stepped back, sort of oohing and awing, and Ollie with like his face pressed up to the glass, like just squished in there, nose flattened, just loving every moment of it. And you all notice, because it's such a massive tank, on the far side is this shadowy shape. And it's lingering there, and suddenly it zooms forward and slams into the glass against Ollie with a thunk. Thunk! Thunk!
Ollie, back up!
And the glass cracks, and suddenly
What?
smashes open, water flying everywhere. Ollie is thrown backwards, but his monster blocks the flow and stops him from getting hurt from the flying glass. And that is where we will end it tonight.
I'm going to insist on calling your monster Beetle Man for the entire rest of this mini-series.
That'll be funny. That would be so funny.
Thank you all for playing with me. I've had such a fun time
gosh.
tonight, and I hope you did too. And I hope the audience did too. So, starting again with Rosie this time,
Yes.
tell everyone where they can find you.
Yes, hello, my name is Rosalie Mulligan. Please feel free to call me Rosie or any shortened version thereof. I don't mind. I love nicknames. I am a cast member on Tabletop Tail Spinners, the channel you're on here right now. Our long-term Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition podcast, Dark Fantasy, is called Magnificence. I play Sage. She's a wizard. And I love our show. I don't know. I think everything I have lined up that's been announced right now is also with TTN at the moment. So,
Heck yeah.
I'll go listen to Blades of Mayari, which is a friend of mine. Go listen to Ross's podcast because I don't have anything else to promo here.
And Ross is awesome. All
Ross
right.
rules.
Next is Zoup.
Hi, I'm Zoup or Zoup Machine or Supriya. You can follow me at my card. That's zoupmachine.carrd.co. I am not many places right now. I think right now it's just this, but hit me up if you like my style.
Heck yeah. You're rad. All right. Next is Mia.
Hello, this is Mia or Iyosha. You guys can catch me doing some stuff with Cloaks and Capes, making 5e homebrew content. Otherwise, I am also a commissioned artist, so if you're ever looking for a com, hit me up. You can find me online, Iyosha X Art, or you can check out my card, iyosha.card.co.
Excellent. Thank you. And Sel.
You can find me on Instagram at Fuchsia UFO or on Twitch at Pink Extraterrestrial, one word for both of those. I also participate in quite a lot of TTN stuff, so you'll see me more here.
Thank you so much. And I am Juicy Garland. You can find me at Juicy Garland or at juicy.garland. Search one, you'll find the other on the social medias. You can find me in All Our Faults, a Monster Hearts 2 actual play podcast produced by Tabletop Tailspinners that I love very much. You can also find me actually in the next few days coming out in the Queer XP's Moonlight on Roseville Beach short series, which I'm so excited about. We had an incredible cast, and it's a ridiculous story, and the gay chaos is off the damn charts, and you need to listen to it. It's wild. Pay attention to my socials for the too many, frankly, projects that I am in the future and in the past, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for being here, and have a good night.